Hi everybody, welcome back. It's a beautiful day here in our neighborhood. If you're like me and you like delicious, hearty dishes that stick to your ribs, then this is it. Now these hamburger steaks with onions and mushrooms and a beautiful creamy gravy is gonna become your favorite. So I have 1.5 pounds of 90-10 ground beef. Now you wanna use lean ground beef, but not very lean because you do want a little bit of that fat because that's what brings in that delicious flavor. Now to this ground beef, I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of onion powder and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. It's kind of like making a meatloaf, kind of like meatloaf. 1 teaspoon of salt. You can use as much salt as you want. Half a teaspoon of paprika. 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper. And 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, right in here. And 1/4 cup of panko breadcrumbs. You can use your favorite breadcrumbs. Now I'm gonna bring it all in together. Now I'm wearing a glove because it's easy cleanup. I never wear a glove here in my kitchen. Now you don't wanna overwork the meat because if you overwork it, then it's gonna be tough and you don't want that. You can use your favorite seasoning. You can add a little thyme, a little rosemary. These are some of the ones that I really like. They give this dish just the perfect flavor that I want. I brought everything in together. Now I'm gonna remove my glove. See how easy it is? And I'm gonna make my patties. Now I'm gonna be using some bakery tissue right here. If you don't have bakery tissue, you can just use wax paper. Now if you're afraid of making the patties because you think they're not gonna hold well, then you can add 1 egg in here. I didn't add the egg, but if you want to add an egg, you can certainly do that without a problem. Now I'm going to make a big meatball without overworking the meat. Just baby it like this. Now I'm going to make it like a log, like this. Then I'm just going to press on it, and it's going to be a little oval, see? And then just go in there and shape it. And here it is. Very easy. Almost the size of my hand. That's about the size you want. And not too fat, because if they're very fat, then they don't cook evenly. I'm going to put one of my bakery tissues here, and I'm going to put my patty right on top and another bakery tissue right on top of that. Baby the meatball like this. Now make it into a little log, and then press it down, and then shape it. And here it is, real easy. Now if you want to make them round, you can do that. And I'm going to continue the process until I have them all done. So I've got all my patties ready. Now I'm gonna sear them. I'm gonna be using this large skillet, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of avocado oil, very little. And now that my skillet is nice and hot, I'm gonna add my patties in here. Now you may have to make them in 2 batches if your skillet is not big enough. Now I'm gonna be searing these patties 4 minutes on each side until they're nice and golden. And don't worry that the inside of the patties is not cooked, because they're gonna continue cooking once they're in the oven. So it's been about 4 minutes. Now I'm ready to flip them. And I'm gonna let them sear on this side another 4 minutes. And I'm gonna repeat the process with the other 3. So I'm gonna turn off the heat because my patties are all done. I'm gonna remove them. They are beautiful and they smell delicious. I'm gonna cover them up with some aluminum foil, and I'm gonna set them aside for just a little bit. And I'm gonna get started with my creamy gravy that you're gonna love. I've got my heat set on medium, a little bit lower than medium. I'm gonna remove all the excess grease from when I was searing my patties. We want all those bits in here because that's what's gonna give our gravy a delicious flavor. Now I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of butter. This is regular salted butter. So my butter is melted. Now I'm gonna add half of a medium onion, finely chopped. I'm gonna move my onions around until they're a little translucent. The onions always go first. You want them to release their flavor in with the butter. My onions are nice and translucent and it smells wonderful out here. Now I'm gonna add my garlic. I have 1 large garlic clove, finely minced. I'm gonna add it in here. And I'm also gonna add 1 cup of baby bella mushroom slices. And I gave them a quick chop because you don't want big mushrooms in here. Now the mushrooms contain a lot of water. They're mostly all water. So you want to move them around until the mushrooms release all their liquid and then it evaporates before we move on to the next ingredient. So everything is ready. The liquid from the mushrooms has evaporated. Now I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And I'm going to move all this around gently until the flour is well cooked. You don't want raw flour in here. Now once your flour is cooked, it starts to smell nutty, mixed in with everything else, and that's where the flavor's at. It takes about a minute and a half or so. Now I'm going to add half a cup of beef broth. You want to make a very smooth gravy. I'm going to lower the heat to low. Now I'm going to add 2 cups of whole milk, slowly, a little bit at a time. This is cold milk. Now you want to take your time when you do this because you want your gravy to be nice and smooth. The only lumps in here are going to be from the mushrooms and the onions. You don't want any lumpy flour in here. You want to constantly whisk, non-stop. Now as I'm adding my milk in slowly, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of onion powder. This is going to give it 1 kick up. Delicious. And I'm going to give it 2 hits of ground nutmeg. 1, 2. And that's good. That's my secret to a delicious gravy. And here's the rest of my milk. Now I'm just going to continue whisking. It's going to thicken up slowly as you continue to whisk. So I'm going to turn off the heat. My gravy is ready. It looks delicious and it tastes delicious. Now this is the dish that I'm going to be using. I think most of you have already seen it. I love it. It fits into my oven just perfectly. This is a 10.5 by 2.5. I'm going to spray it slightly with some non-stick spray. I never like to take a chance. And I'm going to add all my gravy into my dish. Look at how pretty this looks. Now I'm ready to add my patties. I'm gonna nestle them in here, right on top like this. And here's the last one. I'm gonna put some of the gravy on top. And that's good. And I'm gonna add my cheese. I have 1 cup of freshly grated Monterey Jack, but you can use your favorite cheese. I'm just gonna sprinkle it right on top like this. You can use as much as you want. That's about half a cup. And that's good. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of finely chopped parsley because it looks pretty up here. Just like that. And now I'm gonna cover it. And I have my oven preheated to 375 degrees. I'm gonna put it into the oven in the center rack for 45 minutes. I'm gonna remove the aluminum foil after 45 minutes and I'm gonna let it get a little brown on top for just 5 minutes. So it's 45 minutes covered, 5 minutes uncovered, or until it gets nice and golden. So it's been 50 minutes. Come take a look. Look at this. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to be serving this with some doctored canned corn. And I put in some butter, some parsley, a little bit of onion powder, garlic powder. It doesn't take a lot, just delicious. Oh, beautiful. Now you can serve this with your favorite vegetable, anything you like on the side. Oh, this is so tender. Mmm. 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 The mushroom gravy is out of this world. Mm. Mm. And now my banana and strawberry agua fresca. Mm. Oh my goodness, heavily delicious. So this is my hearty hamburger steak in mushroom and onion gravy. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up, send me a comment and tell me what you think. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Thank you.